Yes, yes. Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Super MC. I am so excited for tonight's episode. I'm gonna get rolling immediately. I'm not even going to waste too much time talking to you. I'm John Pelham, one of your hosts, and with us this evening we have the mighty Cher Jones. Cher, how you doing?
Mighty. Yeah. I received that title. I claim it as my own. Thank you very much. I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great.
Blessed. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah,
such a pleasure to have you back.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
For those that don't know, she is representing from the T-Dot, live from Toronto. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
The 6, depending on which era we're talking about, right?
There you go. Okay. And my brother Vic, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well. Thank you for asking again. I appreciate y'all. Just a little, humid, but as we talked about, I got the long sleeve on. It's just how I do. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to tonight's show. There's some things we got to get into.
Yes. And for those that don't know, first of all, shout out to everyone that's already tuned in. We appreciate every single one of y'all. You're part of the community. So welcome. Tonight's topic is I Got a Story to Tell, part 3. Okay. That's hip hop storytellers. And the reason why we wanted to do this new episode, especially with Cher, is because of this video clip we had from her last visit with us last month, where we were talking about the top storytellers. We were just talking about some of them, and people got in an uproar about who we were naming or who we didn't name, as if this was our entire list. Okay. People need to pipe down. I love the enthusiasm, but sometimes you need to curb it a little bit. I'm just saying. Okay. So on that list, Cher, do you recall the people that we named? There was 4 MCs. Or I can remind you. Let's say we had Slick Rick.
Yep.
That I named. Mm-hmm. And then you were like, okay, he's the grandfather.
Yes.
Not the best, but the grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And you named Biggie, Nas, and Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there were a lot.
There's more. Like that was just the first that comes to mind. And I mean, this is going to be just a fantastic conversation of where we go with that. My money's on Kendrick. DJ Kava. I like that. I hear you. And that would be like the new brand, new brand storytellers.
Yeah. And I agree. Kendrick is one of the greats in, to me, almost any category of hip hop that you're talking about for me, and I know Vic is a very serious Eminem fan, so he's going to have some things to say this evening when we get to the Eminem and everybody. So let's get started here with a little something. Let's start with Slick Rick. Why not?
Why not? The grandfather.
Right. I'm sitting on my lunch break, grinning my teeth. It's the last day of the week. Boy, what a really? My muscles kinda ached, they felt rigid and stiff. So I looked around and I smoked this big fat split. Now I'm happy as can be, I'm in this my head spell. I put some ice in my eyes so that no one can tell. It's 12:55, almost time for the bell. Put the breakfast in the mouth so that the mouth don't smell. Now back on the job, I don't bother no one. I keep strictly to myself and all my work gets done. Now the job's finally over, it's time to have fun. And I'm hanging out with Jeff, a kid named John. Y'all were drunker than a skunk and happy as can be. We went to the Latin quarters and we got it free. Scooping all the girls like nothing with my truck jewelry. Cause I'm a fly brown rubber and you can't school me. Boogie Down was performing, hey, they ain't no joke. And a bunch of Brooklyn kids was looking all down my throat. Was it my big chains with the big plates on them? Then they rolled on me and told me to run them. This was the moment I feel. Hey, yo, wait, take off your chains. And if I should hurt you, fucking bad. This was the moment I feel. It's matter stupid, take the shits off, man. The fuck's up? I said they're really not real, they're just a front for the girls. Then a whole bunch of furious fists caved my world. I wasn't paying so much shame, I wish I had not came. Had to kindly pick up my face and then fly home on the train. Then I went to an open store, that's where I brought me a quart. Then I went to the park and I sat and I thought I seen Danny Boy movies with this girl named Sarah in one of his cars. I think this one's a Rivera. She calls out to me, but I really couldn't hear her, so I went just a little bit closer so I'd hear a little clearer. She said,
I need Veronica Place. That's right near Tilden.
I said, I know where that's at because that's right next to my building. I gave them the information and they went on their way. I went home and there I slept till almost 3 the next day. Then someone knocked on my door. I opened up. No, quit. It was Sarah with some magazines and a Band-Aid kit. She tried to use me and seduce me, and at first I wasn't with it. Then we did it and we did it and we did it and we did it. She said it was great. She said she's glad we had done it. The elevator came and Danny Boy was on it. This was the moment I feared.
Hey yo, what the fuck's going on here? What you doing to my girl?
This was the moment I feared.
No, y'all ain't just finished fucking. I just know y'all ain't just finished fucking.
Willie was up in and puffing, and he swung at me. Word. So I pulled out my jammy and a sinister note. Then he was dead 2 in the head. I took the cash as a visa. She said,
don't worry about a thing, just make sure nobody sees us.
We went back to her apartment. There was blowing the freezers. She said,
we're rich, we can have whatever will please us.
Now I don't hang with no one who ain't good for my health. So I put the sugar head out and I went for self. Now I was rich, yes I was rich. I could have whatever would please me. Now I could wear real gold in front of folks that would tease me. Yup me, Auntie, a new neighborhood dad. Cats would roll up on me screaming, yo Rick, my man. I guess I was too fly, word up, I'm sorry to say. You see a cop rolled up on me and told me, make my day. I said, relax brother, but he had proof that I had done it. Y'all be had poor Sarah's underwear with my fingerprints all on it. This was the rise and fall of my fast lane style. And I was the main event on the TV for a while. But now I'm in jail doing life and I'm scared some kids snuffed me cold and greased me when no one did. This was the moment I feared.
Wow.
Woo! That ended tough. Ooh.
Wow.
That ended tough.
Tough.
Wow.
Cher, did you remember that song at all? Like
Bits and pieces of it, to be honest. Bits and
it looked
pieces.
like it threw your weight back.
It did. It went way back, and that's when you start dating yourself.
Yeah, he's such a descriptive storyteller. Like when he tells his stories, you just see it all. You know, it's just all plain to see. It's nothing too complex, but at the same time, it's not simplistic. It just he brings you on this journey every time. You know, that dude. Like, but yeah, that ending was really harsh. And that's great storytelling. That's a brave storyteller because usually you want to have these arcs and then a happy ending. That ending was not.
It was not. Gentlemen, I got a story to tell. I'm going to jump off and jump back in because I feel like my internet connection is kind of off. So
yes,
I shall be
all
back.
Good.
Yes,
all
right.
good.
I'll
All
see you
good.
right
No
back.
worries.
Yep. Yeah. And shout out to everybody that's here. We got Lynn, DJ Kava, Steve in the house. Big up to everyone that's tuned in. Let us know in the chats some of your favorite storyteller rappers and some of their, best songs.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Vic, this one.
Ooh, yeah. Woo. Hey, yo, man. Ain't nothing like a nice bowl of cornflakes in the morning.
LL was on his Slick Rick on this one.
Cereal.
Baby.
Milky. Cereal. Milky. Cereal.
Baby.
Milky. Cereal. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the baddest female of them all? It was Frosted Flake. She loved your bowl, and although her skin was white, she had a lot of soul. Rich female, very debonair, driving her Rolls with rollers in her hair. We was hanging out, pumping the stereo. She took me to a club, I think the name was Cheerios. She walked like she was jumping a hurdle. I was happy as a kid that just saw Mutant Ninja Turtles. A guy walked over, said your earrings cute. I said I'm wearing an earring, but it ain't no Fruit Loop. Me and Frosted went to get a drink, but she ordered something bugged and I ain't know what to think. She ordered potassium, calcium, carbohydrate, scotch with sodium. She took me to a crib, threw me on the couch. I woke up the next morning with a spoon in my mouth. She's milky, cereal,
Baby.
milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
Baby.
milky, cereal, milky, cereal,
Baby.
milky, cereal, milky, cereal, milky, cereal. I went to Vegas, didn't think it'd do any harm. I bumped into this girl named Lucky Charm. For some reason, we walked in the rain. She had a 4-leaf clover with a big gold chain. She had a salary that was full of calories for real, and I was in the mood for a home-cooked meal. So we went to be alone, but we had to be quiet because the corn pop was home. Kissed the neck, kissed the back, kissed the arms. I said, forget it, let me see your lucky charms. When we began, her hairstyle was neat, but when I left the next morning, it looked like shredded wheat. Talked about marriage, I said, that's risky. Besides, it's such a waste of Rice Krispies. She had a robe with the velour material. Her pops woke up, I said, hello, Mr. Cereal. I came this morning to deliver the paper. He said, stop fronting, I know you got the vapors. That's my daughter, so save the crooning. You better find another bowl of cereal to stick your spoon in. You know what I'm saying? Milky. Cereal.
Maybe.
Milky.
Wow.
Cereal. Milky. Cereal.
The cereals.
And
He was on the slick lip right there.
Oh, for sure.
the thing I was gonna say, that's part of what I miss in hip hop. It's still there, but to me, it's not as accessible and easy to find, easy to hear as much as it was at this point in time. People just straight up being creative, not caring about necessarily how corny a concept was, but just being creative about anything from cereal to clothes to lotion to chapstick, anything, food.
Leaving your wallet in El Segundo.
Exactly. Exactly. My point. Beautiful point. Come on now.
Yeah. And see, I think part of the difference as time went on in hip hop, people were still telling stories, but the stories became more based on their stories and their plight and their life or in their surrounding stories, not just something creative like Milky cereal with LL, because
that was
made it up.
For sure. But those stories needed to be heard. Yes. Especially when you think about, and where I think that came from as well, is just like a lot of West Coast, like the rise of West Coast hip hop, and really telling those authentic stories of what was happening around gang violence and everything that was going on, and that need to be heard in a place where the media was your only voice, and they were talking for you, not about you. Right. They were talking, but it's like they were talking for you and about you, but not about your story. It's just what their perception was on your story. So like they came in and they were able to do that. So
And one of the things I wanted to point out, excuse me, John, one of the things I wanted to point out too, or did you want to say something first?
No, go ahead, please.
Okay. Two things that two MCs that I respect highly stated, one being Biggie, one being Rakim. Rakim, and I think it was along the same lines of like, just because you come from that environment doesn't mean that your mind state has to stay in that environment.
The ghetto state of mind.
Exactly. And a lot of brothers and sisters and groups that were from the streets, from the hood, from wherever, the burbs, were expanding their mind outside of their environment and just creating stories and wanted to take themselves away from that place to just go somewhere else and just be within their imagination. Like it's cool to tell the stories from the streets. It's cool to tell introspective stories about yourselves or people that but what's wrong with going? What's that, John?
We need both. Really,
we need both. We know. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
We as the consumer needs both, but the artist, that's their point of reference. That's their story. That's what they chose to share. And I think it's kind of, I don't know. It's like from like the armchair quarterback perspective, it's like, how dare we say we need both? Like we appreciate both, but to tell an artist, make something up instead of telling me your real life. That's
right. Yeah, you can't.
No, I agree with that. That's why we have the choice to either stay and listen or go somewhere else. I definitely, I definitely agree with that, because like Tretch said in, I think it was Ghetto Bastard, he was like, he said something to the effect like, where I come from ain't a happy place, so I can't really, talk about that. Or my life is not in such a happy place. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then when you think about, when you said Ghetto Bastard, I thought of Ghetto Boys. And like, I did not enjoy that I did not enjoy the storytelling at all. Like it was so morbid for me. It's like Lil Nas X, like now, and his devil Satan devilment. But like the same sort of thing. I I personally didn't appreciate it. I mean, there were things about it that was okay, but like for the most part, it's like those are not the stories I want to hear. Like it was just a little too far to the I don't know, right, left, whatever. But it was whatever way that was, I was the opposite direction.
So you weren't, weren't a fan of mine playing tricks on me?
That's as far, and even still, there were like questionable moments within that. There were questionable bars within that. I was just like, I don't want to be friends with you. You know what I mean? Like, I would not want to be in a room alone with you. Okay. No.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, say something positive, and where I live. That was the quote. But I think to each one of our points, and my point that I'm trying to make is that it's cool for as an artist. That's what I love, to be myself and to do what comes natural to me. But what I miss is the variety, the variation, that everyone didn't sound the same. There was different things to choose from. There was a Heavy D, there was a Public Enemy, there was a Slick Rick, there was a LL, there was a Rakim, there was variation, there was Kane, there was X-Clan. You know, I don't just want to hear one specific thing. That's why it's my choice and yours or whoever else to choose whoever we want to listen to.
Yeah.
You know, variation versus now I feel like I really have to dig and do my research or go back to instead of just looking through things now that's not as accessible to us as we were talking about earlier before the show started. You know, John. So
and I love what Steve Worthy, the comment that came up earlier, just as far as Troy. And I can't remember the song you brought up with like Pete Rock and CL Smooth, and just like how dope those songs were. I miss those songs too, and like they were awesome story. Like there's so much awesome, but it's like we're continuing to dig into the crates when our crates were fresh. You know what I mean? When our crates were still on vinyl, you know, and we were just crossing over into that CD realm. So it was a lot of variety, you know, and I love that because as artists, you want to sometimes, well, I would think you want to sometimes be creative, but then before hip hop, the system wasn't really trying to hear the little ghetto boy, the little ghetto girl's story, but suddenly hip hop came and there was a voice. They were able to do songs like Colors and Otherwise. Oh my gosh, that was such a powerful freaking song.
That introduced me to LA gang life.
Yes, me too.
I was unaware.
No clue.
I was unaware.
I had no clue. I was watching with my son, Hancock, and when the scene when he was going to jail and they played Colors, it was like, Kobe, my son's name's Kobe, and he's like 18. It's like, you have no idea how powerful this song was to me in the movie that, you know, ensued as a result. But it's just like, and this is what I was kind of talking about before, is like, that's where we saw that whole storytelling of a real depiction of like real life. And then when you think of, you know, Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton, like when they were talking about that and being able to just tell those stories and as inflated as they were or not.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of amazing stories. And I see people in the chats naming songs that people are naming Mind Playing Tricks on me despite share.
No. I'm not. I'm just saying that he just doesn't make me feel comfortable.
No, you know what? It's an uncomfortable song.
Absolutely, and it's strange.
Right.
Well, come on, let's call a spade here. That song
really
is
strange.
Weird.
And Bushwick Bill has a lot to do with the strangeisms in that song. Sure. Okay.
The Bushwick Bill
creativity, because like how much, like at the end of the day, is like he made music.
That song was You mentioned Troy. They mentioned Millie pulled a pistol on Santa from De La, of course. Come on. And then Steve said, and please don't forget Public Enemy, Chuck D. I got a letter from the government.
Yes.
The imaginary, the imagery of the music. That song, that video.
Okay. Like I said before, like I hinted to earlier, I left my wallet in El Segundo. Got to get it. Got to get it.
And see, that was creative storytelling. That was just
amazing.
Fun.
In the video, everything.
Right. And that's an example of a song that it wasn't like this was, it was this lyrical display of just extreme lyricism, but it was a really creative song, you know. Like someone in a conversation with me mentioned Will Smith or Fresh Prince.
Oh, absolutely. 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 Parents just don't understand.
Yeah. Great story to tell.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I was just about to go there. Yeah.
Come on. Even the
Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble.
Yes.
The theme song for Fresh Prince. Come on.
The theme song. Yep. Yes. Absolutely. To this day, people still recite it.
But I'm going to say where this dude faltered was he was trying to put Fresh Prince before Biggie, Nas, Eminem, and Slick Rick.
That's a problem.
That's crack talk.
Yeah.
That's crack talk.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
You sure he didn't mean as a generational thing? Like he came before them?
I'm positive. I went back I circled back. Listen, we were DMing. It got so real that I was sending voice text just so we can be clear. I need to hear his voice.
That's when you know you're clarifying. When you send the voice text, I was like, maybe something's lost in translation here. Let's have a voice. I need to hear what you're saying.
You needed that KRS clarity.
Oh, D'Angelo on the R&B side, yes, and Brown Sugar for sure, for sure, from the crossover R&B style, like absolutely. And if we're gonna go as far as R&B, like think R. Kelly, think about that whole saga of songs.
Come on.
The whole saga.
I mean,
the closet.
We're not like supposed to talk about Kelly, supposedly, but yes.
No, I think the statute of limitations.
I'm kidding.
They'll grab this clip and we're advocating for R. Kelly now.
No, we're not. Let's be clear. We are not.
We are not advocating R. Kelly. Somebody canceled us for mentioning R. Kelly in our other show.
Then I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
they're not listening anymore, so it's okay.
It sucks for them. But yeah. So dude was on crack because I'm like, Fresh Prince? Oh, huh? Okay. Anyway, we're gonna go to more music. We're gonna keep pushing for it. My God.
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no small. And mama cooked the breakfast with no hug. I got my grub on, but didn't pig out. Finally got a call from a girl I wanna dig out. Hooked it up, but later as I hit the dope, thinking, will I live another 24? I gotta go, cause I got me a drop top. And if I hit the switch, I can make the ass drop. Had to stop at a red light, looking in my mirror, not a jacker in sight, and everything is alright. I got a beat from Kim, and she could do it all night. Called up the homies and I'm asking y'all, which part are y'all playing basketball? Get me on the court and I'm troubled. Last week messed around and got a triple-double. Freaking brothers every way like MJ. I can't believe today was a good day.
Just the vibe on that song, just overall, just
it feels like some interesting time in this era of our lives where it's like music doesn't feel, if it's classic, it doesn't feel old. So I have no context of whether or not to like my kids. It's like, does this sound like old or just classic? Like, you know what I mean? Whereas like you can hear certain eras of music, whereas like I feel like this particular song, for example, while yes, it has that late 80s or early 90s West Coast flavor to it, it doesn't feel like it's trapped in time. Right. It's just classic.
Yeah. There's plenty of hip hop that we've played even on this show.
Yeah.
That we've played it back and we're like, wow, this music sounds of its time. And then there's songs like this that's just timeless.
Yes. Like, you know, if you're going to play like a Mason Diddy song or whatever, like it's going to sound like, you know, 92. or 94, right? But 95,
Right.
like right in that era, fine, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah. And Cube, that song, the beat, the original sample, everything, it just fit the vibe, the video. Big up to Mike Rawls. I see he's listing some Slick Rick stuff. We already played one of his songs already. Okay, here's another joint right here. Do y'all remember this from my dude Dell?
Hey, yo, wake up.
Sleeping on my couch.
Oh my gosh, I remember this video.
Wake up, man.
Yes.
Hey, wake up. Come on, man. Damn, see, it's 2 in the afternoon, man. I'm sleeping on my couch. It seems nowadays friends stuff to me bogus and end up on my couch at night without notice. It's cool to have a friend over every now and then, but I gotta have my space and I don't wanna see their face like every single day of the week. Talk is cheap, you better find yourself another place to sleep. It ain't my fault that your mom's got fed up and now you wanna come to my crib and wet my head up. You better find a job so you can get an apartment and you can save your crocodile tears. Don't even start with the sob stories. I got enough from the other 7 brothers in the den playing Genesis. Damn, I can't win at this. Seems like I'm gonna have to flip and tell those other brothers that they're gonna have to skip. I had it up to here with these lazy cats, sick and sleeping on my couch and I'm tired of that. People come to my house, they kinda wonder where the squadron's at. They're not gone, they're just down at the laundromat. Because
Hold up. His crew totally set up camp at his crib.
Basically. You know, it's funny when I hear that song, I think of Sob Story. Leaders.
You know what? Share, that was like not the next song, but the song after.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well, I'll pause and we'll get there.
No. I'm glad you did that. See, I love that how music communicates. I can play a certain song and it's going to trigger a thought of another song and it's on this list. You see, like we're communicating without saying words. I love that.
Yeah.
Super MC.
Okay. So before we get to Sob Story,
Yeah.
this one song, this is from the crates right here.
Of all the things,
Organized Confusion. They did a song about chicken.
All that chicken I put in the refrigerator last night. Well, I expect to find it when I get home.
damn, it really hurts my heart to remember these days way back in the 70s. The only age used to know what's Kool-Aid, cornbread, corn rolls, and cornbread eggs. Pull up a chair, read a book like Dr. Seuss, still up the skinny on the meat, on the bone, and then something cool, man. If my mother was the colonel, her chicken with a soul. It even tastes better the next day cold. Chicken. When I collect my thoughts, I recollect I used to listen to my mom. Damn it, every day, boy, you better clean up your room before you go outside and play.
You can't remember when we used to play Skelly way back. Blast and wax side of tops, Prince don't play that. It's 6 o'clock, I'm late for dinner. If my building was a girl, I was definitely in. I got it in pen 6.
Yo, you was fiending for a chicken fix.
Ran in the kitchen and put my finger in the cornbread mix. Mom yells, dinner's ready, cause she's the boss. All I needed was my ketchup and my hot sauce and my cornbread. Now I'm ready to take and pick the meat up the bone, and then I ate the skin.
And I'll tell you another thing. Somebody stole my piece of chicken. And I'll tell you another thing. Somebody stole my piece of chicken.
Somebody stole my piece of chicken. Where my chicken at? Give back my chicken.
Right. They did that in just the right way, where it was like anybody could relate to that. It wasn't just like, oh, like if somebody white stumbled across that song, it wouldn't have been like, oh, these blacks are singing about chicken.
Yeah.
It was just relatable.
Well,
Yeah.
some of them.
Well, too.
That's a good question. Was that Richard Pryor?
Yes, that was a Richard Pryor. That was him saying the chicken line. That was from, okay, in the chats, do you guys know, I'm sure DJ Kava does, what movie they sampled that Richard Pryor thing from? DJ Kava said Cardinal Official have any story?
Oh, yes, he does.
So
Cardi, like, because I'm gonna hit it from Toronto. Like, his songs were all like, if you really look at it, so much. He is a storyteller in his own right, as far as his lyrics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maxine is a really good example.
I was just about to say Maxine.
Maxine.
Yes. Max. Yeah. With the old sample from Sister Nancy. Yes.
You on point
my
with
God.
that one, Pava. You on point with that one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, Sob Story. I love Sob Story.
Me too.
JoJo Dancer. No, it's not that movie. It's an old Richard Pryor movie, Steve.
Remember the days when I was walking and talking, doing what I gotta do, doing what we wanna do. Offered to my walkathon missions. Why? Cause the brothers that I knew with the rides drove by. On the nights and the days looking down the road, seeing beautiful girls with the carloads. Yeah, they are screaming, wish I had a little ride of my own. But since I don't, that is my sob story. My missions will continue as I keep on stalking. The stamina was dying from the constant walking. Right before the moment I began to call to my man Brittle, who had a sunroof and all. I thought he would have noticed my dying. Like I yelled his name me a beat and kept driving. Now in my heart it grew a big hole, cause my little toe started rubbing on my insole. It was a fidgety burn, and then I said, wait, I got pride. It's time to get my own ride. I came up with the scheme and got paid. I had no other choice but go down to the trade. When I got my chance, though, I got kinda stingy up, cause I got my cherry Pathfinder. Now I'm feeling good cause I'm off my feet. Many little squalid dogs running up on the street, and I'm saying, my name is Sharina, my name is Buster, my name is Tanya, my name is Buster, my name is Diana, my name is Buster. And what do you take me for? The little local pushover? No shame in my game, cause that's how I got this. And when I return the favor, everybody gets pissed. And now I am the man, feeling all the glory. And when your eyes down and gone, just remember that I know you and you know me. I know you and you know me. I know you and you know me. It's the sob story, the sob story. I know you and you know me. I know you and you know me. I know you and you know me. It's the sob story, the sob story.
Like 1, 2, 3.
Here comes the
Hopalong Kid, Charlie B.
Ooh, anything you want to say about that song, Cher?
Yes, I do. Do you remember when a cherry Pathfinder was the coolest ride ever? And that was like the biggest Jeep out there. There wasn't even anything bigger than that at that moment. The Pathfinder was a huge ride. The Navigator was not out yet. Yeah. And that was a baller ride. Baller. You had a Pathfinder? Balling, with a capital B. I'll pop my B's, man. Like that. Seriously.
Yo, no, Pathfinder was it. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And look, if you watch them, if you watch the video, they're all squish up in the Pathfinder. Like, and like that was so much space back then. I'm just saying.
I know. Pathfinder was the ride.
It was the ride. Was the ride.
Oh, okay.
Boy.
All right. We're gonna keep going and flowing.
We're on a mission. 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 We're on a mission.
This is a mission, not a small-time thing. Let me tell you about what happened when the phone went. Well, I was cooling at the crib with this girl, Suzanne, and everything was going just according to plan when the phone rang. Yo, I couldn't believe it, told myself to ignore it, forget it, leave it. Just when things just started going great, it rang again. I said, hold up, wait. Picked up the phone, yeah, who the hell is this? Somebody said this is serious business. There's a tape in the mailbox between your doors. Take the tape from the box and put it in yours. I listened to the tape and my mouth just dropped. I picked up the phone, but the man hung up and said, yo, this tape was self-destruct. I pressed the deck, but the tape was stuck. Oh well, what the heck, I just cleaned up the mess. Opened up the closet, got the bulletproof vest. Loaded up the sword off, the double barrel, the Rambo knife with the hunting apparel. Threw on the trench, kissed the girl goodbye. She said, special ed, don't go, you might die. Started crying and hugging on me, so I shot her. I said, sorry baby, but I gotta do what I gotta.
You're on a mission.
I mean, Shorty was just looking for a good time.
Do what I gotta. I'm telling you. Woo.
Oof. Ooh, boy, hip hop. Ooh, harsh.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Harsh on our ladies sometimes. Ooh.
Harsh.
Harsh.
Sorry, baby, but I gotta do what I gotta.
Right, 383.
Yeah, right?
I guess he felt like at least I'm apologizing.
There's so many things I hear now that it's like, this is not okay.
Right.
Like there's so many things, especially like us being like, this is June, this is Pride Month, and the amount of things, and you know, having a Jamaican background and hearing reggae culture from the 90s and 2000s, like totally unacceptable. And I think what's cool about this current generation in hip hop is it's we don't hear it. It's not prevalent. But I guess cancel culture too would cancel you anyway. Probably wouldn't get signed. But although you don't need to get signed, like there's so many ways to make your way up through the system, but we just don't see it. Like it's just been canceled from lyricism, which is not a bad thing.
Nope. And that was before cancel culture, in my opinion. Like that was this generation and their mentality. They weren't having it, you know.
Yeah. Salute
to the young generation.
Yeah,
generation
for real.
Word up. It's about them. So, okay. This next one, I had to play one of these joints, and specifically the first one from our brother Redman, the A Day of Superman Lover.
Look,
this was him being on his Slick Rick, he said, his Slick Rick tip. So
no, it's Superman Lover, baby.
Daddy,
I always gonna sit on that.
could you please tell me a story? All right, get over here and sit your big ass down. Let me tell you a story about the Superman Lover. Yo, I was out for lunch and shit, puffing on the blunt to get my head wrecked. Boogie into my Walkman with the S on my chest. Bust the move. Yes, I'm a superhero, don't forget. I smoke mad niggas, so to hell with cigarettes. But anyway, let's get back to the skit. You know who the fuck I am, so get off that old bullshit. Time, what's up? Fuck, let me jet or I collect unemployment bucks. On the way back, Jack, I spotted this object, a stray cat, stuck in a tree with the tag that say that. Info, please return to this address. Nigga with my X-ray eyesight, like chill. I jetted to the closest phone booth. Quick flag, I dipped into my super lover suit.
I can leave tall buildings. In a single
boom, right through the fucking phone booth ceiling. Superman Lover's the name. I can slam King Kong and pick up freight trains on a mission to save this cat that was wishing he was in his litter, watching Prince on Channel 6, relaxing, feet cocked up, just a little with the cocktail and the bowl the tender bill. I snatched him, took off through the air like a pigeon, quick so he won't start meowing and bitching. The landed at the cat's tag address in the projects. Elevators roll, so I have to take the back step. Nah, the doors open and my eyes swole from this badass honey sipping a quarter old gold. Yo, it's this your cat? Oh, yes, where you find him at? He was stuck in a tree about uptown Manhattan. But how the hell did you save him? Are you police undercover? Nah, baby, the S on my chest stands for
Superman Lover, yeah. It's Superman Lover, yeah. There's something wrong. Something wrong with this.
yeah. And he had a whole series, for those that don't know, for most of his albums, you know, where he did the Superman Lover series, and it's just amazing. I can't wait till we have our Redman night, Vic. That's just gonna be stupid. That's okay.
One of my favorites, hands down.
Now, this right here, connected kind of to Redman, this is a Das Effect song that flew by me when it came out early on. I'm not going to lie. I didn't get the subject matter at first. I don't know why I didn't, but the song is called Lucy.
Oh, I
and yeah, it's about, you know, bowel movements. Just
I remember Lucy. Lucy. I remember Lucy. Lucy. I remember Lucy. Lucy. I remember Lucy. Lucy. I remember Lucy.
What special ed song did they take that from? Lucy. I remember Lucy. Do y'all know?
Well, bust how I'm flipping, flapping, ripping up the rapping. Look at the way I kick it. I'm wicked. It happened one night in Manhattan, chilling, bugging. Me and some of the crew went around to this clubbing, beeped it, scoped it, hoped the bitch was rocking. Stunned by the bunch, had the hunch they was clocking. Stepped up, pressed up, then up, got some feedback. Honey got done, then begun talking to me, Jack. I kick slank to her, all my niggas knew her. I wanted the guys to head and take her back to the sewer. To do her, screw her. I knew I had to hush when I felt my belly drop on the spot, turned to mush. Shush, shush, I needed me a push. I felt Lucy bubbling, trouble in my tush. Then the gush came gushing, rushing, splat. The juice hit my BBDs quick like that. Smack, I really broke my dish from behind. Tried to shake it, bake it, but yo, I couldn't hide from Lucy.
I remember Lucy. Lucy. I remember Lucy. Lucy. I remember Lucy. Lucy. I remember Lucy. Lucy. I remember Lucy. Lucy. I remember Lucy.
Okay.
Lucy. I remember Lucy.
Watch this next verse.
Lucy.
Well, don't you know your partner as I start the intro, cause nobody does it better. Corrector, Mundo. Back in 86, I was sick with the skills, playing ball in the gym with my niggas from the Ville. I was running it like the truth, I had no time to play the sport cat. I had it going on, words on mother, I was all that black. So one day, believe it or not, I'm chillin'. I was playing against these niggas from the Bronx for some chillin'. So bust it, I'm mainly with my crew, just give me the rock G. I float like a butterfly and kick like karate. I scored 26, I caught a Vic and now I'm outie. I'm taking it to the hoop and then this kid tried to foul me. To the gut, I hit the floor, I wanted to flip. I couldn't, damn, all of a sudden I had to shit. So I dipped to the stool, I couldn't control the shit because it slipped past my hip, drip like a corset. Down past my shirt to hit the court and all of a sudden, girls were getting sick, all my niggas, they was bugging. I made it to the bowl, leaving behind a trail of dookie. My girls are soaking wet, and I'll never forget the day I met Lucy. I remember Lucy.
Let's be honest here. I didn't hear any of those lyrics when I was head bobbing to that song back in the days at all. Like this went like right over my head, like right over. And I remember this song. Like I remember, like it's funny. Like I remember Lucy. It's like my brain probably just is like Bonita Applebum, Lucy, like same sort of thing. Like he was talking about a girl, and I'm just like, you know, because Das Effects was like one of those things where it's just like,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
their own lyrical style was unique to them, and then all the copycats and whatever. But
yeah,
I mean, sometimes you just didn't, because they rap so quickly. A lot of times you just didn't listen to all the lyrics. And I did. Apparently, I didn't listen to any of them.
No, not on Lucy. I'm with you on that.
I didn't know.
I
was today years old when I realized the song was about doo-doo. I was today years old. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, and I was yesterday's year old when I figured it out.
I was
Vic,
today years old.
Vic, were you ahead of us? Did you know this when you heard this song? Did you?
I can't even front. And I love this album. I love this album. I to be honest, at the time, I was thinking more like weed, Lucy's. Mm-hmm. I wasn't thinking about doo-doo. Nah, I can't front.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Front.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, this is a moment on another moment on Super MC. Like I never thought about doo-doo. That never occurred to me.
Never, ever. And like when you look at the lyrics, because as you said, I was like, it's about no. And so when the song, I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'm reading it as he's rapping, and I'm like, this is gross. I don't think I would have liked the song if I knew that's what it was about, because it's so graphic and visual. Like
both of their verses,
both of them.
Mm-hmm. And it's insane. I'm sure I could speak for
sewer, but I couldn't control the shit because it slipped past my dick, drip like a faucet, like down past my drawers, hit the court, and all of a sudden, like, come on, like.
And I'm sure I could speak for all three of us that we listen to lyrics. Like we actually listen to lyrics. Yes. And it amazes me that the three of us never caught the concept behind the song.
That was crazy what you just recited back. Jesus.
Yeah.
I was just like, I had to look it up because I was like, what? No. What? No. And I'm like, oh,
Lucy. God. I remember Lucy.
Lucy.
Okay. Well,
all right.
We've all.
Yeah.
He was. That's just so crazy that, you know, and big up to them for being that brave to do a song like that, jokingly or not, because listen, that's a real thing. Plenty of people have had accidents in their life.
But these are grown men they're talking about in front of girls on the basketball court, dripping down their leg.
Oh, okay. We gotta move on. I'm done. Share that lyric back. The hairs on my neck. Do up. Okay, we're gonna move forward.
Brothers are amused by other brothers' reps, but the thing you know best is where the gun is kept. Cause in the night you'll feel fright, and at the sight of a 4/5, I guess you just might wanna do a dance or two. Cause he can maybe bust you for self or with a crew. No matter if you or your brother's a star, he can prop you in jet without a getaway car. And some might say that he's a dummy, but he's sticking you and taking all of your money. It's a daily operation. He might be loose in the park or lurking at the train station. Mad brothers know his name, so he thinks he got a little fame from the stick-up game. And while we're blaming society, he's at a party with his man. They got the eye and the gold chain that the next man's wearing. It looks big, but they ain't staring, just thinking of a way and when to get the brother. They'll be long gone before the kid recovers. And back around the way, he'll have the chain on his neck, claiming respect just to get a rap.
Ooh, we're gonna have to
wow.
Ooh, that right, but that. Wow. R.I.P. Guru. Yes.
I loved Gangstar because you know what? Lemonade is a popular drink, and it still is.
And Vic. What? I thought you were gonna finish it. I more props and start.
I'm sorry. I was invested in the comment over here because that's one of my favorite Gangstar tracks, Manifest.
Yes.
To me, I thought that was the dopest. Well, the song that was most lyrical from Guru. To me, in my opinion, Manifest.
I love that song and love Gangstar.
Yeah.
So Cher, we already did a Gangstar night, but we're gonna have to do a part 2. Because
lemonade was a popular drink and it still is. I know it's not like, you know, we're crossing over there, but still, that's one of my favorite things. The fact that Jay-Z used that.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying.
I gotta agree with 383. I definitely miss. That's one of the lost elements of hip hop. I feel it's not as frequent.
Scratch.
Yeah, the cutting and scratching within the hooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. It's
yeah. Yo, let's
the lost attribute for hip hop.
This
Sip the juice, I got enough to go around, and the thought takes place uptown. I grew up on a sidewalk while on street talk, and then taught to Hawk, New York. I go to Queens for Queens to get the food from Brooklyn. Make money in Manhattan and never been tooken. Go uptown to the Bronx and boogie down, get strong on the island, recoup and lay around. Time to build my juice back up, pop that up. Suckers get smacked up, don't doubt the clout. They know what I'm about, knocking niggas off, knocking niggas out, shaking them up, waking them up, breaking them up, breaking them up. Standing on shaky ground, too close to the edge. Let's see if I know the ledge. Corners trifling, shorties here. I get cocked in, living 40s to beer. Here's a sip for the crew that's deceased. If I get revenge, then they rest in peace. Somebody got a self, I just might spare one and give a brother a fair one. Stay alerted on fees, and I do work with these like Hercules. Push the southpaw, split your right jaw, cause I don't like all the hyper nightfall. Smooth, but I move like an army. Bulletproof down, case brothers try to bomb me. Put brothers to rest like Elliot Ness. Cause I don't like stress. Streets ain't a place for innocent bystanders to stand. Nothing's gonna stop the plan. I'll chill like Gino, kill like De Niro. Black and Vino, die like a hero. Living on shaky ground, too close to the edge. Let's see if I know the ledge. Yo.
Okay, this song's like a whole mood. This song is like a Giuliani, mayor of New York, that whole suppression of hip hop, that energy that comes from this song is like none other. You can feel New York, like you can feel the griminess of New York, and of course the music. Yeah. I mean, and the movie. Yeah. Like, just think of that movie. Oh my gosh, that was
soundtrack.
Yes.
The soundtrack.
Do you remember when movie soundtracks were just like that was where you could just guaranteed an awesome, like just an awesome tape.
Yep.
Because that's
cassettes. Yep. That you had to take the tabs off of.
Yeah, that you're not.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and that you're not worried. Like you don't have to waste your batteries fast forwarding and rewinding. Like it was just a pretty much run through.
That's going to be another episode Vic and I was talking about hip hop soundtracks or hip hop songs from soundtracks, you know. But that right there,
that's a whole mood. That's like a whole mood.
He killed that right there. He
killed it.
And big ups to him for producing the track himself too, playing the drums and the arrangements on the track. So
I didn't know that.
Definitely got to highlight that. Yeah, man. Yes.
I didn't know that one. I might have heard that. Wow, that's a really good fun fact there, Vic.
Yo,
did you know?
It's in that book. He's definitely said it in a few interviews, but it's in the book that I bought. So big ups to Ra.
Nice.
Big ups to Ra Kim.
Okay. KRS-One.
What I want you
has a song called "I Can't Wake Up."
Count to 10.
KRS is.
9,
he's the kryptonite to this show.
7.
He's singing about being a blunt for this whole song. For those that don't know, I don't know. Okay.
3, 2. On 1, you will be asleep. 1. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm dreaming about being a blunt. I'm running around, and I just can't wake up. I'm dreaming about being a blunt. I'm walking around, and I just can't wake up. I'm trying to wake up, I can't wake up. So I run and jump. Someone yell, get that blunt, get that blunt. Now I'm thinking this is major. I got a bunch of people chasing me with a razor. I don't like this dream as a blunt, but I can't get out of it and I can't seem to wake up. So I'm running and racing, blunt smokers and chasing, this is insane. I'm caught by house of pain. I picked up, they said they gonna put my head out. They slit my back in, all the tobacco fell out. Now I'm hollow, wet, thin, and yes, ready. They poured the shoe paint gently and re-wet me. I'm in the mouth, yo, I can't wake up. Yo, I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. Check it out now. In the same attire, here comes the fire. How they lit it? Now I'm burning by the minute. But check it out, more heads came to chill. Everlast took a pull and passed me to Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill took a pull, lungs are full. Who's next? I'm being passed the DOS effect. As they take a mad pull, smoke goes in heat. It's really smoky, but I can still see Black Sheep. Whoa, Black Sheep gets me, relights me. Rumors popping out, passed off the Shabba. Shabba's voice gets low like a tubie set. Me to fall in a room and pass me the Grand Pooba. I wasn't burning right, so Pooba got mad at me and said, who rolled this? And passed it to Kid Capri. Kid Capri said, I won't front. Pass it to Redman, he knows how to roll a blunt. Redman said, no need to re-roll. He hit it, relit it, and passed me to De La Soul. De La Soul took a hit and kept hitting. Now they're bugging because they passed me to Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton said, I smoke, but I won't inhale. I only hit it twice, he got slapped by Greg Nice. Now I fell on the floor, Greg Nice picked me up. I'm being smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked, and I can't wake up. Yo, gets respect. That's a lady she didn't smoke. She passed me the showbiz in AG. AG said respect too, see. He got one big pull and passed me the Smooth B. Smooth B, although he's talking to Teddy, took a hit and passed me the Fab Five Freddy. Freddy said, yo, there's nothing left, Pop. Looked me in my face and passed me the Chump Rock. Chump Rock said, yo, Freddy, chill. If you ever catch me smoking this, kick me in the grill. I'm a blunt getting smoked and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked and I can't wake up. I'm a blunt getting smoked and I can't wake up. I'm dreaming.
Wow. It's like, how many artists did he just drop in there? Like, because I just can't get it. It's funny because all I'm thinking is, who's the black sheep? What's the black sheep? Like, it's like that's all I can think about right now.
Yeah.
But hey,
he named everybody.
everybody.
Yeah.
Redman, like everybody.
Everybody.
And if I may add to that list, I had to include KRS. Had to include KRS.
Yeah.
Had to include Common.
Yes.
Had to include Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yo.
Had to include Ghostface.
Ooh,
I mean, the list can go on and on. Like, yo, there's few people that can match Ghostface on the mic with storytelling.
He's
very few.
Colorful,
in my opinion.
To say
Colorful is a great word.
Very colorful. Remember this one right here.
Nowadays, you got to walk the street and watch your back, cause brothers with the gats don't be knowing how to act. They always pull a Glock when somebody rocks that knot, and if they get shot, they often snitch to the cops. Now tell me this ain't living foul. She just had a baby child and she's back to selling crack vows. On the app, cause she's addicted to the fast cash, alone with that last before the cops beat your minute ass. But honey dip don't wanna listen, cause she's in a position that nobody gives a pot to piss in. Her life is stuck and filled with bad luck, so she fucks and fucks to earn another buck. She don't really care about pride, and she jumps into another ride, then committing suicide.
Hey yo, this goes on and on, shot. Everybody's doing their own thing, from hooker in the drug sling. This goes on and on, shot. Everybody's doing their own thing, from hooker in the drug sling. Hey yo, this goes on and on, shot. Everybody's doing their own thing, from hooker in the drug sling. This goes on and on, shot. Everybody's doing their own.
Let's get to the ladies a little bit here,
shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start here. Okay.
UNITY, that's a unity. UNITY, love a black man from Infinity to Infinity. Who you calling the bitch? UNITY, you gotta let them know. UNITY, that's the one. Here we go. UNITY, you gotta let them know. Black woman, you ain't no bitch, you're a hoe. Here we go. UNITY, you gotta let them know. UNITY, that's the one. Here we go. UNITY, you gotta let them know. You ain't a bitch, you're a hoe. Instinct leads me to another flow. Every time I hear a brother call a girl a bitch or a hoe, trying to make a sister feel low, you know all of that got to go. Now everybody knows there's exceptions to this rule. I don't be getting mad when we playing, it's cool, but don't you be calling me out my name. I bring back to those who disrespect me like a dame. That's why I'm talking. One day I was walking down the block, I had my cut off shorts on right, cause it was crazy hot. I walked past these dudes when they passed me. One of them felt my booty, he was nasty. I turned around red, somebody was catching the rat. Then the little one said,
yeah, me, bitch.
And laughed. Since he was with his boys, he tried to break fly. I punched him dead in his eyes. Said, here we go. UNITY, you gotta let him know. UNITY, that's the one. Here we go. UNITY, you gotta let him know. You ain't a bitch, you're a hoe. Here we go. UNITY, you gotta let him know. UNITY, that's the one. Here we go. UNITY, you gotta let him know. You ain't a bitch, you're a hoe. I hit the bottom, there ain't nowhere else to go but up. Bad days at work give you an attitude and you erupt. And take it out on me, but that's about enough. You put your hands on me again, I'll put your ass in handcuffs. I guess I felt so deep in love, I grew dependency. I was too blind to see just how it was affecting me. All that I knew is you was all the man I had, and I was scared to let you go, even though you treated me bad. But I don't wanna see my kids see me getting beat down by daddy smacking mommy all around. You say I'm nothing without you, but I'm nothing with you. A man don't really love you if he hits you. This is my notice to the tool. I'm taking it
say that
to war.
twice.
Your personal whore. That's not what I'm here for. Ain't nothing good gon' come to you till you do right by me. Brother, you wait and sit in the bed. U-N-I-T-Y. We gotta let them know. U-N-I-T-Y. That's the one. Here we go. U-N-I-T-Y. We gotta let them know. Black man, you ain't a bitch, you're a bum. Here we go. U-N-I-T-Y. We gotta let them know. U-N-I-T-Y. That's the one. Here we go. U-N-I-T-Y. We gotta let them know. Black woman, you ain't a bitch, you're a bum. What's going on in your mind is what I ask you. But like, yo, you don't hear me though. You wear a rag around your head and you call yourself a gangster bitch. Now that you saw Betty's video, I saw you wildin', acting like a fool. I peeped you out the window, jumping girls after school. But where did all of this come from? A minute ago, you wasn't heard and nobody ever heard of you. Now you a wannabe. You barely know your ABC. Please. There's plenty of people out there with triggers ready to pull it while you trying to jump in front of the bullet. Young lady, and real bad girls are the silent type. Ain't none of this worth getting your face sliced. Cause that's what happened to your homegirl, right? Walking with nobody. She got to wear that for life. Who you calling a bitch? U-N-I-T-Y. We gotta let them know. U-N-I-T-Y. That's the one. Here we go.
Yes.
Do you remember this time? Like, this was a time when, like, girls were throwing acid on girls' faces. Like this was a monumental time in that's being marked in hip hop, because, like, I mean, you think about the lyrics were starting to get out of hand as far as calling women bitches, and we know it's been normalized in hip hop. Doesn't make it normal, but it's been normalized. But this was such a powerful, because this is when it wasn't foreign, but it wasn't okay, right? And kind of now we kind of like gloss over it when we hear it. And then to now in my current age, it makes me cringe. It's like I go back, like when we listened to that Redman song, I was like, well, I'm cringing now at this. But this song, I remember how important it was, listening to that and hearing someone lyrically stand up and represent what a lot of women were thinking at that time. And then seeing, there's certain girls we'd hang out with that went the gangster bitch route and they weren't even gangster, and like just like what she's talking about. But everybody has their own path to walk. But this was a really important song back then.
It was a moment.
It was
a moment. And the gangster bitch thing, she's funny. You mentioned that because she was like, you call yourself a gangster bitch now that you saw Apache's video, and Apache was her dude. Yeah. So she's showing you the difference that you could be into Apache, you could even be down with Apache, but I'm not a gangster bitch. I'm just down with Apache.
Yeah.
Well, truth be told, I believe Apache may have wrote the lyrics for that song before he passed on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So
that Latifah had anybody writing with her at all?
I believe she did, and she came forth with that information too. And I think Tretch may have been writing at one point too.
And Diamond D, wasn't he?
Who?
You said Diamond D?
Diamond D.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I didn't hear Diamond D.
Okay.
But I heard Apache. I heard Tretch.
I could see that.
I know. Yeah. I know. Now that I look back, I'm like,
it makes sense. And they were down.
They were down, digging in the crates. Like,
and one of the lyrics that comes to mind is, "Why be a hard rock when you really are a gem, baby girl? Respect is just the minimum." Like that always came to mind around that time too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's true.
So, still keeping with the ladies, we're gonna go here.
This is MC Light, and I'm chilling with DJ Doc in the house, and I'm on the microphone telling you to leave them drugs alone. The word cappuccino, then it goes down. Hit it. Then it goes down. The word cappuccino, then it goes down. Cappuccino, then it goes down. The word cappuccino, then it goes down.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
Cappuccino, then it goes down.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
Cappuccino, then it goes down.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
MC Lights on the microphone. It was a cafe on the west side, Midtown. Said they had the best cappuccino around, so I stepped in and I ordered a cup. Someone grabbed me by my throat and said, "Shut the up," and I did. Pronto, quick, fast. how much longer would the torture last? In the wrong place, at the wrong time, it was a drug sale. And I could feel from behind death. It was getting closer, right behind my back, ready to attack. I got shot in a shootout, and then I died. I could feel it. I was on the other side. In between lives, I'm so confused. What do I do, or what do I do? Was it really time for me to go? Why, oh, why did I need cappuccino?
Gentlemen, it is start. Gentlemen, it is start. Gentlemen, it is start. Gentlemen, it
Yeah.
Why, oh, why did I need a cappuccino? How many times have we asked ourselves, maybe not a cappuccino, but why, oh, why did I need to do that? I didn't need that. Wrong place, wrong time, all of a sudden.
Yep.
Change your life.
Yep.
Or end it.
Yeah. Light was on point with that. Oh. And of course, there's many others, you know, the poor Georgies, and, you know, she's got so many.
She's got tons.
I mean, come on, tons of those types of songs. Okay, keeping with the females, this is for my dude Vic. You know, this is the homegirl, Moni Love. You know, she's talking about it's called Don't Funk with the Mo. She's just talking about how she came into the game.
Oh yeah, yo. This is the one. Can't funk with her.
Sitting on the stoop with my mother and my brother and my nephew. My nephew's mother sneezed. I said, bless you, thank you. She replied, I sighed. My mother said, what's wrong? My brother played a funky song on the box right next to me. But my nephew's expression looked vexed to me. So I tried to cheer him up. I said, what's up, little DCJ? Hey, you should be smiling, it's a sunny day. The family's together, out in the good weather. Mom, should I sing a song? She said, whatever, clever, Trevor. So I opened my mouth, began, and I sang. Dwayne, you is a funky little man. Sure enough, I got results. Dwayne cracked the smile. My mom said, Moni, you're a talented child. I'ma go see my friend who has a job as a producer to hook up a beat that maybe you can get used to. She took a long trip to the producer man's quarters. He said it's Moni's time. Mom said no, but she on it. He said, well, bring her over so I can get a view. And then after that, I'll know exactly what to do. My mother came back. She said, Pat, up all your demos to play the producer. I said, why? She said, who knows? Suppose you get a break. It's a chance I have to take. You, my daughter, I love you. I think this is your fate. I went along over. The producer man told her, Moni is a talented child. She said, I know the talent runs in the genes. But back to the point, if you know what I mean. Will you help my daughter to get heard and seen? He said, sure, just cross my palm with the green.
Okay, here's your receipt. I'll see you next week.
She did so, said thank you. They grabbed me, said let's go. Locked me in my room and said write a funky song, Mo. Yo, I had my qualms, but yo, I stayed calm. Wrote on the paper until it was all right up to the 50 top line. And then I just knew the success would be mine. Anyway, I took my rhyme sheet to the producer along with the beat because he was calling, frontin' and all. But yo, I hooked it up quick, fast in the basement. It was funky. For funky music, there is no replacement. Producer man looked up at me, said we win. Yeah. I said, we, since when has this been? I used your basement, which my mother paid you generously for. Therefore, I've been settled the score. You had the chance to contribute this and that, but you ain't do nothing but sit on your butt the slack. I'ma take a rhyme sheet along with my master tape, step forth into the industry of which it is my face. He said, how anybody know I ain't write the song? I'ma give you hell if you try to do me wrong. I said, brother, I'll sweep the floor with you in court. Got names and numbers of all the people who bought that tusty, plastic personality. Trust me, you must be running from reality. If you feel you can stop me, bro, I'm releasing my cut. Don't funk with the Mo. The Mo. The Mo.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
Plain and simple.
Whatever's clever, Trevor. Is that where I got that from? Like, because I still say that all now.
No, I think she just took that phrase that we've all heard a trillion times. Because I didn't know this song years ago. But
me neither.
I was saying whatever clever Trevor before.
I was on it.
I know you
was on it.
I was definitely on it.
Yeah, he goes yo-yo for Momo. We understand. That's love. Now, you know, interestingly enough, when we were playing Latifah and you were talking about the girls who were, you know, trying to be gangster and stuff like that. I have a song right here from a female MC who was telling her story that at the time sounded pretty gangster. I think Cher might like this one.
She just come down.
Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm going deep.
I don't really wanna feel like I'm in a daze, so I smoke big pills just to deal with the ills. Life is fucked up trip. My skills ain't paying bills. to make about the bitch. I'm not the one when it's sleep, but I'm lost. Cause I be on some old, I'm tired of niggas trying to come up off bitches type thing. And if I don't react the way he want, he might swing his little trick bitch ass in another direction, then don't even use protection. I hate stupid shit assholes, can't avoid. Yo, and if worse came to worse, I run abroad on unemployed. Cause who the fuck cares that I got gray hairs and can't sleep? Know what I mean?
This is deep. I'm going deep.
Every now and then I stop.
Yeah.
I remember cornrowing my hair back just to be like her. Like, I just thought it was so cool. Talk about being a gangster bitch when I was the furthest thing from gangster. Gangster ER. I can't even get that stuff. Hard R gangster. Okay, but I had the braids though, and the Walkman to go with it, and the big
the Walkman,
headphones,
yes,
right. So I could hide in that and look legit till I went back home to my like suburban neighborhood, my gangster hard R self.
Yeah,
so,
you and Boss both. You and Boss both. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She was cool though.
But she was cool. She sure enough was.
Mm.
So okay, here's another song. Keep it with the ladies. Come on now. So this song right here is just really about a night out, having some fun out with the ladies, with with the crew. And this is from our homegirl Bahamadia. True Honey Bun.
I'm reclining out west, maxing at the rest. Pressed to see my cutie that I caught to come caress me. Desperate, who unavailable to check this. Not into masturbating, yo, cause that's some other shit. Since I had hit the dry spell, I figured I'd manicure my nails. Then out the blue, I'm interrupted by the bell. It was Key, talking about D. Come on, let's bounce tonight. Wu-Tang's performing at the FIFA. And I got the backstage passes, VIP status. The after parties at the Marriott. We in the night like black. This cool, I could do with that. Give me 45 so I can wash the pussycat and marinate the body. Hop a Mizrahi, tighten up the afro and turn it super hardy. I tell you what, I hit you up soon as I'm ready. When I see your Mitsubishi out front, we jet. True honey buns, wanna have fun. Unlike a chick who settle for the hit and run. Yeah, to all the girls, do what you gotta do, but it ain't what you do, it's how you do.
I'm gonna let this play some, but I gotta big her up for that hook and for this song, for just being like, yo, I like to go out and have fun with my homegirls, right? And big up to the homegirls that just want to have fun and that you just ain't putting it out there. And don't knock the ones that do, but I'm just saying that.
Yeah. And then on top of that,
go ahead.
And on top of that, it was like she had such a smooth but hard delivery style, like that. And the interesting time in this era of female rappers is like, if you listen to them all, they all sounded different. Whereas like 10 years before that, they all sounded exactly the same. MC Light's voice was so iconic. Like her voice was so distinct, but it was still the flow wise. I mean, whether they were all copying or whatever, and I don't want to go as far as saying that because it's like that's a big claim. But there was such a distinction in this era of female lyricists, female MCs, like just as far as the voice, the sound, the difference, and like it's like
flows advanced. Flows keep advancing, so the flow advanced.
But the sound, there was a sound like it's like. There's a time when all white rappers, like, it's like I close my eyes, like white rapper, female rapper, female black rapper. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all the like you could just close your eyes. Whereas like this, they had this distinct like they own their flow and they sounded like,
Cher, I gotta ask you though. You said you felt like people, some of them sounded the same. Who did you think sounded the same at that point in like the 80s?
Roxanne Shante, like all of them, like they all at that time. Even if you listen to Salt and Pepper, like they all had that same sort of
cadence.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And
yeah, they all and it was
time,
like these long ass songs too, like 7-8 minutes.
And at that time, they were also, most of those females at that time also had men writing for them as well.
Yes.
Good point.
And they were
Good
young,
point.
and they were very young. When you
Good
look at their
point. Very
ages,
young.
they were super young. They were like 15, 16, like they were young.
Yeah. Eventually it came to a place, especially once Bahamadia was out, where women were speaking their truths to some degree. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely feel you on that. And on that same tip, we also have this sister right here, Jean Grey. She's got this song called My Story. Check this verse out.
That's the one I see in my new one. That is the one.
If I could swim 1,000 lakes to bring your life back, I write that, but infinity can't rewind facts. You are divinity. My primitive mind was struggling just to understand the meaning of life. Forgive me, I never told my mommy I couldn't break her spirit. She always wished her daughter extraordinary thinking. So I traveled alone, young, 16, got in the habit of not staying at home, doing a sad walk like Bill Bixby, $1.50, trips to the hospital so that Medicaid could fix me. I couldn't eat shit, I fainted frequent on cold floors, and I pause and I think, keep it. I'm lost, my 4 friends know, and just fuck with the boys' apartments for rent. So I'm all wishing that it's a dream ending soon. I've actually erased a lot that I've been through.
When the rain comes down, I know it's falling for me.
Like, yo, it's called My Story, and she was truly being very vulnerable in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, about sickness that she was dealing with when she was a child, hiding some of her pain from her mom, saying that she was like sleeping with certain dudes just to have somewhere to stay. That's really keeping
real.
it funky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, like you think about this is the industry prior to even the last 3 to 5 years. Like, I mean, the industry was dirty for women, like dirty. It was a hard place to navigate. And we're just talking in very recent history. Are we talking about Me Too movement and who's in the hip hop game? Who, like, they've quieted so much about that because there's been another focus. But it's like people like Russell Simmons, they just like, as far as I'm just gonna say, you know, like that just slipped under because of you know, social unrest, all that kind of stuff is just like, whoo, the eye of Mordor is looking somewhere else. Like, it's just like, thank God, because it was pretty dirty.
For anyone that hasn't, if you have an opportunity, you should check out that HBO documentary about the people who survived their about the people that survived their dealings and their abuse with Russell Simmons. It's really deep, and it really kind of makes you look at hip hop like we were talking about with lyrics. You know, not only were the lyrics very you know, homophobic and terrible to women, it was also the mentality. Like,
yeah.
So you could imagine how some of these rappers or celebrities treated women back then.
Your parts were currency for access. They provided access, and like how awful that would have been at the time. Like, as far as like, that was your only way. It literally, and because there's no judgment when I'm talking about these women who had to navigate this space, but that in that time, because of the power dynamic and access to opportunity, for the most part, no one came across unscathed. Like, as far as women were concerned, like that's how they had to survive in the industry to get fed.
Yeah. I'm like,
it's really a dark time, but I mean, it's a dark time in music. Like, we don't even have to paint it as hip hop. Like, it's a dark time in entertainment. We can go as far as that.
Yep. And the name of that documentary is On the Record, by the way. It's called On the Record.
And that's on Netflix or HBO or?
I saw it on HBO Max.
Okay.
So
On
yeah.
the record.
On
All
the
right.
record.
You guys watched the My Life doc yet? Speaking of doc, I know that's the next on the list. You guys are gonna maybe do a Mary compilation hip hop.
Yeah, for super R&B, she's definitely getting her own night. Oh my god,
she could have nights.
Nights. Like plural. Yeah, because her catalog is ridiculous. Okay, all right. So we're on the other side of this playlist. I got this one song I want to play where these dudes tell a story about being graffiti writers. And I love this. This is the Artifacts. It's called Return to the Dark Side. This is really dope.
I was out to bomb like Vietnam, but in this rhyme, I'm the prime suspect. Handcuffed for stuff that I ain't hit yet. It seems the neighborhood block box got open like a box top. One if they props and called up the cops. My mama Dukes is in the kitchen flipping. Tripping cause spray caps was missing and I left without permission. I got bagged with the darkest black marker I had. An easy target cause my tag is on my book bag. As I was shadowed, they must have heard the back battle. Tipped the cops off and ran up before I popped the top off. Got interrogated by crews I never heard of. Got my face rolled on and treated like I did a murder. Heard of sermons on property value in city workshops. Slap with a fine, now with my record there's a new notch. The misdemeanor cats are coming back at you for the long ride as we return to the wrong side. Out to burn, racking paint by the sacks to provide tracks as we return to the wrong side. Art programs and more hip-hop jams must arise as we return to the wrong side.
He said art programs, they must provide. Like he was saying in the music, like, yo, keep these art programs that the government kept shutting down in different states alive. You know, these kids need that. And I thought that was dope that he stuck that in there and kind of put us in the place of what it was like as a young kid being a graffiti writer. Your mom is catching you with the spray cans and all that. Come on.
But if we even have a discussion about how important those programs are, because right now, coming out of COVID and for the last 15 months, those programs have been completely absent. And we have to recognize that, you know, with the absenteeism of those programs, those things, there's a direct correlation with gun violence that is happening right now. All the stuff that's going on right now, those programs are so important. In Toronto, they birthed so many different, I would say that's our coming out era. It wasn't like the Drake era yet, but definitely I know Cardinal Official, for those who don't know, but Shocklair, like there's a whole group of Canadian rappers that were benefactors of direct, what was it called? It was like a something arts program, Fresh Arts. That's what they called it. And they just fed into this system and provided opportunities for these young rappers at the time to really to fund their art and to create something. And it changed hip hop in Toronto, I would say.
Yeah, you just named some really incredible artists, by the way.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like this is before Drake. Like this is like them opening doors. Like Maestro. I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys know Maestro Fresh West. Yeah. Yeah, his sister is like an awesome DJ and still active right now. Mel Boogie, DJ Mel Boogie. She's awesome, and I went to school with her, so it's like
nice.
Yeah. And I remember when her brother's coming out, and like just all those Fresh Arts program here in Toronto was legendary for you know, pioneering the next generation of hip hop prior to Drake and stuff like that. And Drake came off the tail ends of that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, these art programs, they're necessary.
They're necessary.
You know. All right, we're gonna start getting to some of these people that we mentioned. You know, like this dude.
Damn. Look how motherfuckers use
this right here.
Just use me for whatever the
Hold on one quick. Lynn said kids need to be around other kids. They have to socialize, whether the art, sports, or just hanging out. Indeed.
Yeah. And they need those opportunities. They need those spaces. And we're gonna the fallout of COVID, as far as especially within communities where kids are dependent on programs that were immediately yanked from their opportunities. We're going to see the fallout of that. And there's going to be just a generation may be too large, but there's going to be a whole cohort of kids that are going to be affected so negatively by what's happened. Or awful.
Yeah. All great points.
They want.
So here we go. Nas, I gave you power.
Just do what the fuck they want. Sell me, throw me away. Niggas just don't give a fuck about a nigga like me, right? Like I'm a gun. Shit. It's like I'm a motherfucking gun. I can't believe this shit. Word up. I seen some cold nights and bloody days. They grab me and bullet spray. They use me wrong, so I sing this song to this day. My body is cold steel for real. I was made to kill. That's why they keep me concealed under car seats. They sneak me in clubs. Been in the hands of mad thugs. They feed me when they load me with mad slugs. 17 precisely, one in my head. They call me Desert Eagle. Semi-auto with lead. I'm 7 inches, 4 pounds. Been through so many towns. Ohio to Little Rock to Canarsie. Living harshly, beat up and battered. They pull me out, I watch as niggas scattered, making me kill, but what I feel it never mattered. When I'm empty, I'm quiet, finding myself fiending to be fired. A broken safety, niggas place me in shelves under bed, so I beg for my next owner to be a thoroughbred, keeping me full up with hollow heads. How you like me now? I go blow, it's that shit that moves crowds, making every ghetto foul. I might have took your first child, scarred your life, crippled your style. I gave you power, I made you buck wow.
Now hold on. We've had a Nas night, and all of these people that we're talking about, like the Nas, the M's, they're their own night, their own discussion, because
they really are
so next level. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Before we even go further with Nas, from that I Gave You Power song, look at this this cover of that King Crooked did. It's called Life of a Bandana. Check this out.
Damn, look how niggas use me and shit. I can't say shit either. They just do whatever they want with a nigga. Ball me up, throw me in the corner. It's like I'm a bandana. Damn. I'm a bandana. Like the American flag, I seen soldiers die over me. See mothers cry over me, wiping their eyes, holding me. See, I was neutral till my designers put some colorful dye over me. Red or blue and changed my design totally. Cover me in paisley print to give you fashion. Till gang members gave me power. Now I'm cut from a different fabric. Depend on which pocket you stick the rag in. I'm usually peeking out the back of some dicky sagging. Born in a factory, shipped to the swap meet. Put up on the shelf along with others of different colors. I seen somebody's arm reach, picked the one that was the color purple like the movie. Guess he was repping Grape Street. Days went by, I'm just chilling in the store till my future owner walked in the door. The hat he wore had old English letters across it that read Long Beach. I saw his Chuck Taylors walking across the floor. He pointed at me, I was happy, I finally made it out. We jumped into his blue Challenger, music banging loud. We pulled up to his weed spot, cause he was slinging loud. Tucked me in his left back pocket, now I'm just hanging out. Yeah, everything was cool till he did him some dirt. Tied me round his head, H and mama style while sipping some syrup. Ran up on his enemy and instantly went in his shirt. Changed his whole energy. I think this nigga's berserk. Did it in broad daylight so all his ops could learn a lesson. Before he sent them to heaven, start yelling the turf he reppin'. 30 years a life killer took it in 30 seconds. Then he used me to wipe his fingerprints off the murder weapon. People filming the victim, they ain't conscious to his health. They unconscious as him, ain't even offered do some help. We sped off in the car, my owner talking to himself. Said it's his enemy's fault, he brought the coffin to himself. Had to show him what was cracking. He went home, changed clothes, showed up to his son's birthday party like nothing happened. Left me in the car, tied around his rear view mirror. The windshield clean, nothing can make my clear view clearer. I seen a truck pull up, thought it was family trying to fall through until they jumped out in bright colors. I think they died more. My relatives tied around their faces, these niggas pyro. They saw through the Challenger's windows and knew I was all blue. One said, yeah, that's his car, he getting knocked off. Kicked in the door to the party, start letting shots off. Leaning against the living room wall, that's where they caught dog. Poor kid, 12th birthday, he seen his pops fall. His auntie rushed to his dad, said they shot my brother, they got my brother. Oh God, please, not my brother. Somebody call an ambulance, please, somebody go and call my mother. It's gold watch covered in blood, it was time to kill. Them niggas did it, then them niggas peeled. That shit was real. My owner always said that this banging would get them killed. The way they did the Crip was so cold-blooded, I get the chills. At the funeral, know his fam and his crew tripping. Head stitched up in the casket cause half of his roof missing. His suit dripping. His homie just laid me across his chest cause even after death this nigga ain't through crippin'. I'm starting to gain clarity. Just bury me with the nigga who carry me. I don't want no more gangsters wearing me. It ain't cool to die before your parents, and apparently the hood got mental problems. You all need some therapy. Now here come Jeremy. That's my oldest son, the one that seen him blasted, staring in the casket, face plastic. He told his pops, go ahead, rest in peace, daddy. I'ma take care of mama, go ahead and sleep, daddy. You know I'ma be just like you. Then he picked me up, said now I'm about this crip life too.
Yeah.
Vic?
That's some storytelling right there. Vic's having a moment.
Wow. I know. I definitely was. That's another Super MC exclusive that I've never heard.
Mm-hmm.
And Crook is another one of my favorites. I've never heard that. His catalog extension is so extensive. Like, it's just he to me is like the boogeyman. Like most of our favorite rappers, favorite MCs are scared to call his name. Really. To even collaborate with dude other than like Slaughterhouse and a few selective people.
Yeah. Because what you did right there.
No, that was insanity. Like to take a song like I Gave You Power and to flip it just as nice as Nas was insane to me. Like I couldn't throw in the towel. I couldn't speak for a moment. I couldn't move. I just had to zone out and just let that track breathe and just take it all in. Yes, it definitely broke me, Len. Like that was just incredible.
It was
incredible. Every syllable, the production,
everything,
the vibe, everything. Shout outs to Crook, who I met in person too. One of the illest.
Vic looked like he was playing freeze tag and he had got frozen. He was just
nah, that was just Jesus Christ, man. Like
I know.
Crook is one of the nastiest. He is one of the nastiest.
He is. So this dude right here.
Wow.
Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning. Crack of dawning, now I'm yawning. Wipe the cold out my eye. See who's this paging me and why. It's my nigga Pop from the barber shop. Told me he was in the gambling spot and heard the intricate plot. A niggas wanna stick me like fly paper, neighbor. Slow down, love, please chill, drop the paper. Remember them niggas from the hill up in Brownsville that you rolled dice with? Smoked blood and got nice with? Yeah, my nigga Fame up in Prospect. Nah, them my niggas, nah, love wouldn't disrespect. I didn't say them, they schooled me to some niggas that you knew from back when you was clocking minor figures. Now they heard you blowing up like nitro, when they wanna stick the knife through your windpipe slow. So, thank Fame for warning me, cause now I'm warning you. I got the Mac, nigga, tell me what you gonna do. Damn, niggas wanna stick me for my paper. Damn, niggas wanna stick me for my paper. Damn, niggas wanna stick me for my paper. Damn. Niggas wanna stick me for my paper. They heard about the Rolexes and the Lexus with the Texas license plates out of state. They heard about the pounds you got down in Georgetown, and they heard you got half of Virginia locked down. They even heard about the clip you bought your mom's out in Florida, the fifth corridor. Call the coroner. There's gonna be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing if my burglar alarm starts ringing. What you think all the guns is for? All-purpose war got the Rockwells by the door, and I feed them gunpowder so they can devour the criminals trying to drop my decimals. Damn, niggas wanna stick me for my cream, and it ain't a dream. Things ain't always what it seems. It's the ones that smoke blunts with ya, see your picture. Now they wanna grab their guns and come and get ya. Bet your Biggie won't slip. I got the calico with the black talons loaded in the clip, so I can rip through the ligaments. Put the fuckers in the bad predicament where all the foul niggas went. Touch my cheddar, fill my Beretta. Fuck what I'ma hit you with, your motherfuckers better duck. I bring pain, blood stains on what remains of his jacket. He had a gun, he should've packed it, cocked it, extra clips in my pocket so I can reload and explode on your asshole. I fuck around and get hardcore. C4 to your door, no beef, no more, nigga. Feel the rough, scandalous. The more weed smoke I puff, the more dangerous. I don't give a fuck about you or your weak crew. What you gonna do when Big Papa come for you? I'm not gunning, nigga, I bust my gun in. Hold on, I hear somebody coming.
Oh, coming fast again. Just
barking. Did I feed them gunpowder so they can devour the criminal?
And if you just think of the production value on that, and just like how they even made how he made the exchange, like on the phone, and like that sound, that payphone sound that you know half the song was in as the conversation, and so it was like when you think about the creativity to tell that story, like the extras that made it, it was like there's this. It's gonna sound so weird, but anyways, there's this term in Walt Disney called bumping the lamp. And it was the first time in animation where I think it was in Pinocchio, where they would Jiminy the Cricket bumped into a lamp and they drew the shadow of the lamp moving. So things like that, that's an example of bumping the lamp, making it so real, because back then animation was very flat. And so the same with this is just that extra piece of creativity. We remember those payphone sounds, like how that sounded, because that wasn't no damn cell phone.
Nope.
He was calling from a corner somewhere, right? Watching as he's on the phone, back like watching around, and you know that extra like the little sound of the cord, everything, like it was just there.
Yeah. And I attribute a lot of that. Puffy had said a long time ago that they were inspired by the Chronic album. And how that album sounded so cinematic to them.
Yes.
So when they approached Ready to Die, they wanted to make something cinematic.
Now I got to go back and listen to that just to like really appreciate the bumping of the lamp in both of those albums.
Yeah, because there is definitely more bumping of the lamp in that album for sure. Of course. Yeah. You know, I mean, you got the song Suicidal Thoughts that the album ends with. It's just
even like you got that, you got the answering machine sound, you've got the pager, you got the like all of that is just
it's all there.
Yeah.
Sound sells it. It's just like like I'm writing.
It painted the picture.
It painted the picture. You know, like I'm doing some research because I'm writing a horror film short, and horror sound sells a lot of the horror. You know, sound is everything. Those sounds and noises, and they had that in this music. This right here. I mean, you had to know this was coming. You had to know this was coming.
This here goes out to all the niggas be fucking mad bitches and other niggas' crib.
This story is crazy.
Nigga shit is sweet. Nigga creep up on your ass. Live niggas respect it. Check it. I kick flows for ya, kick down doors for ya, even left all my motherfucking hoes for ya. Niggas think Frankie pussy whip, nigga picture that with the Kodak, Instamatic, we don't get down like that. Made my game down quite flat. Sweetness, when you park that, petiteness, but that ass fat. She got a body, make a nigga wanna eat that. I'm fucking with you. The bitch official though, hit harder than a missile, yo. Try to hit it and she tripping, disappearing like Arsenio. Yo, the bitch push a double O with the 5 in front. Probably a canary stunt. Y'all drive in front. I'ma peel with her. Find a deal with her. She fuck around and steal, huh? Then we all get laced. Televisions, Versace heaven. When I'm up in them, the shit she kick, all the shit's legit. She get dick from a player off the New York Knicks. Nigga trick ridiculous. The shit was plush. She stressing me to fuck like she was in the rush. We fucked in his bed, quite dangerous. I'm in his ass while he playing against the Utah Jazz. My 112 CD blast, I was passed. She came twice, I came last. Roll the grass. She giggled, saying I'm smoking on homegrown. Then I heard her moan, honey, I'm home. Yup, no chrome for situations like this. I'm up in this broad, I know he don't like this. Now I'm like, bitch, you better talk to him before the fifth put a spark to him. Fuck around, shit get dark to him. Put a part through him, lose a major part to him. Arm, leg, she begging me to stop, but the cat getting closer, getting hot like a toaster. I caught the toast, Before my eyes could blink, she screams out, honey, bring me up something to drink. He go back downstairs, more time to think. A brain racing, she's telling me to stay patient. She don't know I'm cool as a fan, gat in hand. I don't wanna blast her man, but I can and I will though. I'm trying to chill though, even though situation looking kinda ill, yo. It came to me like a song I wrote. Told the bitch, give me a scarf, pillowcase, and rope. Got dressed quick, tied the scarf around my face. Broke the bitch up, gagged the mouth with the pillowcase. Played the cut, nigga coming on some love potion shit. Flashed the heat on him, he stood emotionless. Dropped the glass, screaming, don't blast. Here's the stash, 100 cash, just don't shoot my ass, please. Nigga pulling mad G's out the floor, put stacks in a Prada knapsack, hit the door, grab the keys to the 5, call my niggas on the cell, bring some weed, I got a story to tell. Yo, man, y'all niggas ain't gonna believe what the fuck happened to me. Remember that bitch I left the club with, man? Yeah.
Wow.
You see, this is one of the reasons why Biggie has to be on that list, because of songs like this,
100%.
Songs like 10 Crack Commandments, songs like Warning, like they're undeniable. He and just as y'all said, they were cinematic. They painted pictures. They were vivid pictures, whether it's sonically with the sound effects or his illustration of the story he was telling. It was completely like just exemplified through song and writing.
100%.
You're right about that, Vic. The whole cinematic thing. And on that point, let's go to something else that's very cinematic.
Meet Eddie,
your boy,
23 years old. Fed up with life and the way things are going, he decides to rob a liquor store.
This is going to get graphic right here.
But on his way in, he has a sudden change of heart, and suddenly his conscience comes into play.
Alright, stop. Now before you walk in the door of this liquor store and try to get money out the drawer, you better think of the consequence. Who are you? I'm your motherfucking conscience.
That's nonsense. Go in, gap for the money in front of one of your aunt's cribs and borrow a damn dress, the one of a brown wig. Telling you need a place to stay. You'll be safe for days if you shave your legs with Renee's razor blades.
Yeah, but if it all goes through like it's supposed to, the whole neighborhood knows you and they'll expose you. Think about it before you walk in the door first. Look at the store clerk, she's older than George Burns.
Fuck that, do that shit, shoot that bitch. Can you afford to blow this shit? Are you that rich? Why you give a fuck if she dies? Are you that bitch? Do you really think she gets a fuck if you have kids?
Man, don't do it, it's not worth it to risk it. Not over this shit, drop the biscuit. Don't even listen to Slim, yo, it's bad for you.
You know what, Dre? I don't like your attitude.
Just come in here for a minute.
Oh no.
Look, it's gonna be all right, right?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Meet Stan, 21 years old.
This is it.
After meeting a young girl,
Notice his name is Stan. I saw that, Cher. You caught that.
In an upstairs bedroom. Once again, his conscience comes into play.
Now listen to me. While you're kissing her cheek and smearing the lipstick, slip this in a drink.
No.
Now what you gotta do is nibble on this little bitch's earlobe.
Yo, this girl's only 15 years old. You shouldn't take advantage of her. That's not fair.
Yo, look at her bush. Does it got hair? Fuck this bitch right here on the spot there till she passes out.
See, that's where things get harsh. When I go back, and especially because it's like, I'm a mom now. I don't have girls. I had brothers growing up. My guys are young men now. But I hear this and I'm just like, this is very problematic.
Yeah.
This is very problematic. And yes, Len, I agree. This is one white boy that didn't sound like any other white boy. Absolutely. 100% agree. But he wasn't my favorite. I don't know if it was just, like, I'm not at all going to take away from his talent. And it's just like his voice, that nasally, high pitched, I appreciated the lyrics. I really did. They like the lyrical gymnastics, the creativity around it, the craziness around it. It could even, it's not as crazy as Ghetto Boys as far as the lyrical content, but some of it is kind of crazy. Like we're talking like seriously.
Your face right now.
I know. I'm treading lightly because I'm not trying to get a firestorm like the Beehive with Beyonce. Right. There has to be an Eminem something that is going to come for me. So I'm just going to
Well, before Vic goes into anything,
his diatribe,
right?
His dissertation,
right? Rightfully so, because
I
appreciate his stance on it. I noticed a lot of Black people have this thing with Eminem, whether it's his voice. It's almost like that the tone of his voice. It's like how when some blacks didn't like hearing the tone of that heavy metal, or where it was just, this distorted guitar. We love guitars, but it needs to be a guitar. It don't need to be this distorted thing. The pitch just did something to us.
There's a pitch sound. Yep.
Yeah. But Eminem, what he just did right there, it's brave though, because
it is
he was making a point. He wasn't saying he's down for this. He has a daughter himself. How do you feel, Vic, about a lyric like that we just heard, and you have a daughter?
I feel like it has no relation to me at all. He's not rapping about Vic Virtuous. He's not rapping about Maja or the Benito family. Mm-hmm. You understand? It's artistry. He's illustrating again. Mm-hmm. What's so different about that as opposed to the song that we just listened to? Other than the content is a bit shifted, but it's a story. You understand? And the thing is, I want to thank you and big you up, because from that song to this was incredible. And to me, it's undeniable the level of skill and the talent and the creativity and as far as sonically, how amazing Eminem is. Yeah. Any song that you want to pick off Slim Shady storytelling wise is incredible.
Mm. And I have another one, by the way.
Bonnie and Clyde, like the list. Please.
But go ahead. But please continue talking though.
No. And to Cher's point, see, I can respect anybody who's like, there's nobody who's like obsessed or like a stanatic over here as far as like you can't say anything about the great legendary Eminem. People are entitled to their opinion. I just can't respect those who dismiss him because of his skin tone.
Yeah. No,
that I can't rock with that, because I'm sorry, I'm not listening to the man.
Talent.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's one of the best ever.
Songs like Guilty Conscience is undeniable to me. To hear a song like the last song you heard from Biggie and it transitions into Guilty Conscience, what's the difference as far as the sound effects, the animation, the illustration, the picture that he's painting? What's the difference? I'd love for somebody to come on and tell me.
I'll tell you, for me, the difference is where M goes.
The content. Fine. Yeah.
Because Biggie might say a lot of disrespectful things that's bad towards women.
And kids. Raping kids. Like kidnapping kids.
Hold on. Let's talk about this calmly.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying, and I got a story to tell. We're talking about song for song. We're not talking about
right.
And I got a story to tell. He was disrespecting women. He was calling them bitches and hoes and all types of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem in his song is playing a dude that's getting ready to possibly have sex with a 15-year-old girl, and his conscience is telling him do it anyway, even though you know she's 15. So that's the difference.
But let me ask you this though: is it really Eminem saying this? What, like when I hear that song,
or is he character?
Right. When I hear that song, hold up. When I hear that song, I'm thinking of Animal House. Is the dude that's in the room after he messes with the girl and he has the devil on one side and the angel on the other side, is that the dude playing a part in the movie? Or is that the dude really saying, hey, let me just take advantage of her while she's drunk and unconscious?
No, I feel you. I hear you. But again, naming one thing that's wrong and comparing it to another thing that's wrong doesn't make it right, because the Animal House thing was wrong as well.
Absolutely, but it was all right.
We're only comparing wrongs.
But now, sorry to interrupt you. The interesting thing is like, and I'm not making excuses for it, but it's like it was an era of time when it was okay to put out lyrics like that. Now you're on the fringe if you would do something like that. Like he has earned a permission space to do that. And even still, it would be like, what?
Yep.
Like, it's just not okay, which I'm glad to see that we've arrived to the point where it's like problematic lyrics that probably cause some young, very impressionable, or not even young, impressionable people who have this in their ears, literally infiltrating their brains and normalizing that. Like, it's just, we don't see that as much. So I think we've just come a long way, but we can't discount the era, the time of that when it was okay. Like, we have to acknowledge that it's never okay, but it was okay.
Yeah.
And to that point, that's one of the things, like, I feel like we've all been guilty of. We can sit here and say this now as we've gotten older, and no, it's not this and that. I get that.
Hindsight. Yeah.
Vic Virtuous would never, as an MC, advocate a guilty conscience or ever hear me writing about something like that.
Mhm.
But as a person who enjoyed Animal House, National Lampoon's Animal House, and Eminem's Guilty Conscience, I'm not gonna front. They were just. You understand what I'm saying?
You're comparing a comedy, though. You're comparing a comedy to a lyric where, you know, the conscience of this dude is suggesting raping a 15-year-old girl. There's just different. I hear what you're saying about the entertainment value, but listen, Animal House was wrapped in comedy. Guilty Conscience was not wrapped in anything.
So I shot it with Machete and I jetted in my jet. Like that special ed. Like, come on, like it was just normal.
That too, I agree. Listen, I'm with the lyric. I'm just sitting here saying I do understand.
I agree with both of y'all for the point.
Like, me personally, I get it. As a creative, I get it. I get what he's doing.
Again, I would never advocate, and I am in agreement with the two of y'all. I'm just not going to sit here in front like I didn't enjoy the song.
Exactly.
I enjoyed the song.
Exactly.
It's the bottom line. I'm not
okay. It's like we're woke in a good way. Like this this
Yeah.
wokeness is a good woke.
Right.
I still enjoy the song.
Right.
But it's just like, wow.
I have troubles.
Absolutely.
I'm at the point where I have trouble enjoying certain songs because of how toxic it is. And I mean, even more, I'm a female, right? So I'm going to hear things even more so. And because it's really not okay anymore. Like, it's like shields up, red alert. Like, and I'm just like, I can't sing this anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
but my mind's telling me no, but my body.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Yo, Brother Len says it perfectly.
What do you say? Oh yeah,
conceptually brilliant but morally questionable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We sing all types of stuff. You know, we was singing the chorus from the window to the wall to the sweat drop off my balls.
Hey, and what about put it in my mouth?
Right. Singing it before.
I'm gonna be singing that. I'm gonna be singing it. It's in my head now. Yeah. And that was horrible.
Yeah.
Every lyric was like, ooh, don't listen to that with a respectable woman next to you. Because she's going to be looking at you like.
And listen, I wasn't mad that India Irie came out with a response for that. I wasn't, because there was the yin and the yang. Like, that song needed a response, and I'm glad she did it.
It really did.
I don't recall that.
You don't remember the song video where she took the same instrumental?
India Irie did a Put It In Your Mouth song?
She took the instrumental
and
made it like an uplifting song.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, because it was getting out of hand. At that point, it was just like, it was getting out of hand.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Check that out. Yeah. Okay, let's try one.
I'll send it to you.
Song, please. Well, yeah, please do. Let's try one more M song to see if we can possibly get through this
without Vic spazzing out.
Now I'm not going to Stan and all that other stuff. Of course, he has these classics. We're still in the first album. This is Brain Damage.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's convulsing. We're gonna have to shock him. Oh my God. These are the results of 1,000 electric volts. A neck with bolts. Nurse, we're losing him. Check the pulse. A kid who refused to respect adults. Wore spectacles with tape frames and a freckled nose. A corny looking white boy, scrawny and always ornery. Cause I was always sick of brawny bullies picking on me. And I might snatch. One day just like that, I decided to strike back and flatten every tire on the bike rack. My first day in junior high. This kid said, you and I, 3 o'clock sharp this afternoon you die. I looked at my watch, it was 1:20. I already gave you my lunch money. What more do you want from me? He said, don't try to run from me. You just make it worse. My palms was sweaty and I started to shake it first. Something told me, try to fake your stomach ache it worse. I screamed, ow, my appendix feel like naked burst. Teacher, quick, I need a naked nurse. What's the matter? I don't know, my leg it hurts.
Naked nurse.
You said it was just Tommy. Oh, I mean it is, but I also got a bum knee. Mr. Mathers, the fun and games are over. And just for that stunt, you're gonna get some extra homework. But don't you wanna give me after school detention? Nah, that bully wants to beat your ass and I'ma let him. Damage ever since the day I was born. Drugs, what they used to say I was on. They say I never knew which way I was going. But everywhere I go, they keep playing my song. Brain damage ever since the day I was born. Drugs, what they used to say I was on.
Yeah, yo, ultra extremely creative and vulnerable. I always say some of the greatest artists of any genre of music or any entertainment are the ones that are able to be most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Even to our scrutiny. Even though they know if I say this lyric or do this song where I'm saying about a 15-year-old girl and all this stuff, it's going to be a problem. KRS-One, 13 and Good, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Great example.
They did it regardless.
Yeah.
Great example. Great example.
I love that.
Hey, a corny looking white boy, scrawny and always ornery. Because I was always sick of brawny looking. Yo, come on. I mean, that's just. My man talked about his nose. He talked about his voice. He talked about his hair.
That was his thing, though. It's like, I'm gonna do me. Like, I'm gonna talk about me before you talk about me, because I'm gonna remove that opportunity for you to, like, basically, this is no longer an elephant in the room because I just ate the elephant.
Yep.
8 Mile.
So I want to run these last two songs. These are more current songs. They're by female MCs, women in hip hop. Excuse me, more women in hip hop. This song right here is by a woman named Cher Noir, and the song is called 94.
So I thought our guest was about to go on.
I know. I was gonna say, wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not even Cher. It's Shay. See, I was
Cher Noir. Yeah, Cher. Okay.
Cher was like, wait a minute, I wasn't ready to drop my album yet.
Nah. I'm still in the studio, bro.
Okay, I can't.
Cher, I can't front. You do got the Rihanna look already, so you're already ahead of the game. I know you're used to hearing that.
Yeah, I am. I am.
Not Bayesian, but Jamaican, so you close. You close.
It's the 5 head.
So this song is called 94.
So 1994 arguably is single-handedly one of the greatest years, if not the greatest year in history. Let's be very clear on that.
Yes, y'all, and you don't stop to the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, y'all, and you don't stop. 1, 2, y'all, and you don't stop.
Yo, April 19, doctor say it's a girl. In 94, a Matic dropped the same day I came in this world. My mother said the road is yours, she was giving me game. It's only right I take a trip down memory lane. In 94, that's when Biggie dropped Ready to Die. The first time I heard Give Me the Loot, I kept pressing rewind. I grew up hearing Tupac, So Many Tears. That's when I fell in love with rap and said I'm supposed to be there. Jay had Reasonable Doubt 1, 2, and Volume 3. Foxy was my favorite, but Lauren's style inspired me. Classics and no rapper would get to replace it. They blame it on the kids and say we too miseducated. But Pun Kim X and Mobb Deep, type of shit I loved. Bumping Woo before I was old enough to hit a club. Respect to the rappers I didn't grow up on. Came out before I was born, or I was probably too young to know they songs.
Yes, y'all, and you don't stop to the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, y'all, and you don't stop. 1, 2, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, y'all, and you don't stop to the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, y'all, and you don't stop. 1, 2, y'all, and you don't stop.
G-Unit was my generation, Pac and Biggie. I remember niggas wanting to get shot, cause 50 back when we used to burn mixtapes or go to the store. Back when Arcadia was lit, a place you go when you bored. I wrote my first 16 to a Tribe Called Quest beat. Made my first beat inspired by a Kanye West beat. I remember watching Big Tigger in the basement. I used to fantasize about me spitting with the greatest at my shows, word for word, how they sang each song. Use music as my medicine to erase these scars. I can pay for these bars. Now I reminisce back when pork and beans and hot dogs was our filet mignon. Eat a honey bun for breakfast. Mama playing what's the 411. We were still living on Broadway, the poor young slums. In the future, when they talk about the greats, they gon' mention Shay Noor in them top 5 debates.
Yes, y'all, and you don't stop to the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, y'all.
That is Shay Noir.
Ooh, wow. Brother, if I may, please. Thank you so much, first of all. This is why I love this brother right here, man. This is why I love Super MC. Because there's no other show, honestly, that's breaking these type of MCs on their platform. Salute to the women. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the underground. Exclusives. Like big ups to John Pelham. Big up to John Pelham.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And to Brother Len, let me tell you, that was Sister Shay Noor from Buffalo, New York.
I looked her up.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
I first heard of her through my man RJ Payne, because they've collaborated quite a few times. She in fact produced that track, and if you check the album that song that album is on, she produced the whole thing. It is fire.
Yeah,
it's fire.
Yeah,
Shay Noor, be sure to
rhyme to A Tribe Called Quest.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because it's like that was 94 was for me one of the most iconic years in hip hop as far as just being at the right age and right state of mind for me to really take that in, and like the artists at the time. And it's funny because then she reminded me of Kanye Spaceship. Like, remember that song?
Mm-hmm, of course.
Like the song I was going to start singing. I was like, let me rewind and come again. But yeah, no, it was just like, that's wow.
That's special. Yeah.
Right. Them talking about the gap and like, like, oh, and his job there, and he go out and smoke, like,
I know.
Oh, man.
I know. These are the feels that Vic and I get every week with this show.
Oh man.
Music. So let me get to this one last song before we close out for the night.
Okay.
This is a song by Il Camille, Vic. And this is called Spiders. What is this called? Oh, and to answer 383's question, this song is on the Spotify playlist, the Cher Noor song. It is on the playlist, fortunately. It wasn't one of those rare songs that Spotify didn't have. Okay. This song is called Spiders Jam by Il Camille. Live version.
Heirloom.
Dig this. Dig the black soul in this song.
My granddaddy Spider used to sit up in the living room, lights off, playing Sarah Vaughan records, drinking scotch. He was born on the East. War members only jackets, Ray-Bans, ascots, hella clean. Hard working, used to drive school buses for the district for a living, made his family 10 kids. Never retired, so the hustle I got it honest, passed down through generations of field niggas, cotton pickers. Even when his asthma kicked in and had him wheezing, he quoted the book of David verbatim. See, I knew God saved him. I felt special when he said I was his favorite. In my eyes, he was the greatest dude to walk the earth. Even when he lost his temper, he'll never curse. Playboy Jazz Fest in 86, George Benson and them on that pamphlet that I found on his dresser. When he passed away, I ain't got it now. With his soul in the spirit, see, Spider handed it down. Handed it down, he handed it down. See, Spider handed it down. See, I was raised by the village, was my granny Henry. Took me in, always gave me tough love, but I never hit the pillow with an empty stomach. Still went to school in the penny harder ways you couldn't tell. We lived below poverty line. She did all she could to make sure that my hair was pressed and I dressed proper. That check on the first granny spent it. All she wanted me to do was prosper. Like I was Maxine Water secretly. See, I was wishing I was richer because my favorite male figures had that powder in their system. That's the norm for Mercedes kids. They want my uncles to see another L like Mercedes Benz. I poured some drink out, reflected on the yesteryears. And Mr. Spider Hankerson, he spoke to me in a dream and he's been gone for a while. His soul in the spirit, see, Spider handed it down. He handed it down, he handed it down. His soul in the spirit, see, Spider handed it down. I'm just a regular woman who feels less of a woman. I can't afford no insurance or pension plans. I got my auntie's game, my grandmama name, my mama's perseverance and my auntie's strength. I didn't know it back then, I understand now. Love for his music, Spider handed it down. Handed it down. Say it, handed it down. Yeah, he handed it down. Right. Let me hear y'all say it with me. Let me hear you say down, 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 down. See, Spider handed it down, down, down. His love for his people, see, Spider handed it down, 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 down. He handed it down.
You know what? this was so smooth, and I don't think they have the same style or anything like that, but listening to her flow just reminded me of Bahamadia. Just that slow kind of like jazzy kind of flow, but like lyrically so tight, like power pack lyrics and like you know what I mean? And like 8 bars is like, wow, that was pretty impressive. So yeah,
that was really soulful. Vic, any words?
Beautiful, just beautiful.
That was just beautiful.
You already know with me with her. Anytime she comes on, we already know. We don't. It's just a given. No words need to be said, mentioned, anything. It's just a straight vibe.
A vibe.
Just yeah.
I love. Okay, so we're gonna end for the night. I just want to say, what I love about this platform is that we go through music that we forgot about, and sometimes some of that music has to face a reckoning, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we discover new stuff. Like I would have never known about Shay Noor, Il Camille, a bunch of these artists I would have never known about because I wasn't searching for them until Super MC. So I appreciate the platform, and I appreciate the viewers and you two both for being involved. Like
this is like the fastest 2 hours ever.
I'm telling you, it's insane.
Yeah,
every week to me. Every week.
Anything you guys would like to say before we head out? We gotta go.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
You know, this was just like a fantastic. I think you said it though. Like it was really one of those things. It was an opportunity for discovery and rediscovery and a reckoning as well, as far as what was okay, what is not okay, especially in this mature mind, if you will. So I just appreciated the conversation, and again the walk down memory lane, and the walk down memory lane with a new track too, right? Like where it's just like 94.
Yeah. Yeah. And Lucy.
Yeah.
Yo.
That was like a revelation, okay?
that was one of the highlights of the night, for real, for us.
Lucy.
Dude.
Okay.
Lucy.
Yeah, I remember Lucy. All right. Yeah. Can't forget it now. Lucy. Anyway, please make sure everyone that's watching to subscribe to the channel, and make sure to go check out both of these individuals here for the separate things that they do on their own. They are amazing. The mighty Cher Jones. I can't even begin to try to speak to what she does, because we'd be here for another 2 hours.
Find the hashtag Just Ask Cher. Just ask Cher. There you go. You'll find me in my stuff.
You know? And the same with @VicVirtuous. You need to go check him out for his podcast and much more. I'm sure there's a music video coming sometime eventually. I need to see that. I need to see it, brother.
Absolutely. Oh, it's coming. It's definitely coming.
Okay, I'm speaking it out loud into existence. I know y'all already filmed it. I need to see it.
Absolutely. And if I may get my little something. Again, thank you both. Just beyond an appreciation for the platform, the opportunity to just sit and vibe with y'all. Cher, you're incredible, man. Like, you really very thought-provoking, very outspoken. I love that. I love it. It's just like refreshing to me. It really is, because I don't always want to just sit with the Get Along gang. Not even saying that this is my co-host, and but you just challenge, theories and thought as a whole. So I really appreciate that. I was looking forward to that. John, again, big ups to you. I don't know how you do it each week, man. I feel like a broken record. I feel like, now I don't want to say the Messiah, but I've been in this thing since the infancy of music, of hip hop history, and how you do this every single week is beyond me. These exclusives, these like Cher said, these revelations of songs that I've heard 1,000 times that just hit me differently with Super MC. It's incredible. So, dude, honestly, like, you big us up. You say it's through us, it's through you. You're the head of Voltron, so I gotta give you the props. I'm telling you.
No,
I'm telling you.
Voltron formation.
Yes, 383. I appreciate that. One more thing with that song 94 and Shay Noor. Big ups to the brother Watson and 3 Letter Man, who taught. Watson was the one that spoke at the beginning of that song. Their hip hop vlog site, PSA Hip Hop, is incredible. Y'all need to check that out as well. Really, really dope. Shout outs to Shay Noor. Shout outs to RJ Payne. Shout outs to all of y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yo, I learned through this as well with this music. The way I'm putting y'all on, I'm getting put on through the week when I'm finding this music for the playlist, you know? So it's all of us on this journey together. All right. So listen, y'all have a great weekend. Just know that next week's episode is July 3rd. So the topic for the episode is summer songs.
Summertime.
I know that's right.
Just saying, music that you can hear at a barbecue, hip hop and R&B. Okay, so that's going to be a really fun episode.
Do you guys know if Pete Rock dropped his, like, he does an annual summertime mix? Does he not?
He does. I don't know if he
did one for
still
this year.
does. Like, I don't know if he did last year or not.
I miss what Cher said because it froze on me.
She said Pete Rock does like a summer mix.
Every year he does his summer mix. It's a really good mix.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't
I don't know.
I didn't hear it last year.
So I don't think so either.
But
and was that, COVID?
Right.
We need it. Pete Rock, we need you. We know you're watching. We need you,
Pete.
bro.
We did a Pete Rock episode just last week. Come on, Peter.
You need to check it out if you haven't seen it.
Come on.
Money on Mount Vernon.
Yes.
Come on. But anyway, all right. So we're gonna end for the night. We're gonna leave. I'm gonna leave off with a album cut song to fade out with. This was a Master Ace song called "Moving On."
Oh, Master
Ace. Interesting one.
Yo, we're gonna do it now.
Y'all take care of yourselves until next time. Love y'all.
Let's do it now.
Play the first verse.
To get ahead in life, I must avoid the rain and the pain and the strife. I have to keep striving. I want to be among the young that are surviving.
So
I go and get a job.
I just realized what time it is.
My boss's name is Rick. The kind of used to pick on the app with a stick. Now I'm taking orders. Dreaming about the days when I went to Latin quarters.